As part of the Medabots S Unlimited Nova mobile game collaboration with Digimon, DukeKnight, the Gallant Mon-themed Medabot, was released on November 7th as planned. Players can enjoy the usual gacha system, point-gathering events, challenges, and packs, including a skin pack featuring Crimson Mode. Here are his parts. Head, Royal Hazard, Punishment. Right arm, Graham Saber, Range Pile. Left arm, Round Aegis, Absolute Guard. Legs, Kron Digileg, Close Range. When attacking, the closer the target is, the more powerful the attack becomes. On the other hand, the farther away the target, the higher the success rate. This effect increases as the rank goes up. The summon banners will run until November 21st. The designs for DukeKnight have been revealed, once again created by Tyuga. DukeKnight's design direction and cloak are similar to those of Omega Knight. The spear portion of the gram can be extended to enhance its impact. Since October 17th, 2024, a collaboration event between Digimon and the mobile game Medabots S has been live. Digimon partners had the opportunity to interview Tyuga, the designer behind the collaboration units, and Unohi, the Medabots series producer. In this first part of the interview, they share their thoughts on Digimon and Medabots, as well as some behind-the-scenes stories on how this collaboration came about. Tyuga is a designer and illustrator responsible for character and unit designs in Medabots S and for illustrations in the Digimon card game. Unohi is an employee of Imagineer and the general director of the Medabots series. We hear you're a big Digimon fan, Tyuga. Could you tell us about your first encounter with Digimon? My first experience was with the digital monster version for LCD toy, which I received and started playing with. Then I watched the Digimon Adventure anime and got hooked from there. Do you have a favorite Digimon or a reason you became so fond of them? Since I started with version 4, my favorite has always been Megadramon. I still wish he'd had more screen time in the anime even now. And the person who had the biggest impact on me in terms of my love for Digimon and my career as a designer was As Marie. When the X Antibody series came out, his design for Omegamon X blew me away with how cool it looked. It was from that point that I started to look at Digimon, not just as entertainment, but from a design and illustration perspective. That experience made me want to become an illustrator and designer myself. Note, As Maria is a designer and illustrator known for designing the primary X Antibody Digimon and supervising the Figure-Rise Standard Amplified series. What's your favorite Medabot unit? I've always bought the Kuwagata version games, so I'm especially attached to Rokusho. I also really like Shinsan, but I just have too many favorites. But if we're talking about the one I'm most connected to, it's Rokusho by far. Were you interested in drawing as a kid? I've loved drawing since kindergarten. It started with seeing illustrations from a certain robot anime. Then, when the X Antibody line appeared in the digital monster card game, I was so inspired that I wanted to take illustration beyond a hobby and pursue it as a career. This is the third Digimon and Medabots collaboration. What was your initial reaction when you heard about the first one? I've loved both series since I was a kid, so hearing that my two favorite franchises were going to collaborate was a dream come true. Initially, it was only supposed to be for April Fools, but even that was such a thrill and a memory I'll never forget. The first collaboration was especially meaningful to me since I got to work alongside As Maria, who designed Omedamon, the Medabot-style Digimon, while I designed the Medabot version of Omegamon, Omega Knight. This collaboration was a personal dream come true, and it has a very special place in my heart. Unohi, as someone who helped make this collaboration happen, what was the intent behind it? It started as casual talk over a meal with someone from Toei Animation, where we said, it would be fun if we could do something together, even if it's tough to make happen. After exploring various possibilities and working with different parties, we found a way to make it happen for April Fools. We told the representative from Toei that even though it's just for April Fools, let's work toward making it real someday. Eventually, this led to a collaboration between Medabots S and Digimon Re-Arise the following year, expanding on the concept that had begun with just a single illustration. What makes it even better is that Digimon and Medabots were both created in 1997, so we share the hashtag class of 1997 on X, formerly Twitter. Since many fans of both series are from the same generation, we knew they'd be excited to see them come together. Hearing how much joy it brought, I'm so glad we made it happen. Since you were involved from the start with Omega Knight Tayuga, what did you focus on when adapting Digimon to fit the Medabots design style? The top priority was preserving the original design of each Digimon. In Medabots, the units are made up of 4 distinct parts, so adjustments to the design are sometimes unavoidable. Where changes were necessary, I tried to incorporate elements that gave it a Medabots feel while still honoring the original Digimon design. For instance, when designing Garuru Metal, the Medabot based on Metal Garurumon, I really struggled with translating the body shape since it's so different. It's easier to adapt humanoid characters since they can be simplified without losing much. But I didn't want to just simplify. I had to think carefully about what details to keep or remove and whether to add moldings that resembled screws to create a more robot-like Medabot look. For instance, we have a dog-themed Medabot called Cyan Dog, but instead of 4 legs, it stands on 2 like a person. For Garuru Metal, we tried a 2-legged version, but it was too far from the original. So instead, we placed the face on the chest and made the upper missile launcher the actual head, giving it a look similar to Metal Garurumon. This design approach turned out to be a great idea, and fans enjoyed seeing the unique way it was adapted. In the next part, they'll be talking about the new units introduced in this collaboration, so stay tuned. This week, Terriermon Assistant's YouTube program celebrated reaching the milestone of 50,000 subscribers as promised. To mark the occasion, they invited official staff members Sakuma from Bandai and Morikawa from Toei Animation to discuss whether Terriermon's dreams could actually come true. The first dream is for him to appear in a Digimon anime. He envisions a movie-level plot where mysterious tech problems arise worldwide, and he becomes the one coordinating efforts in the digital world to resolve runaway Digimon incidents. He dreams of interacting with past protagonists, leading the charge as the command center. Although they managed to handle some issues, the runaway Digimon proved too strong and caused chaos in the digital world. With the support of his Terry listeners, he digivolves into Terriermon Assistant Mega. If a full movie seems too ambitious, he would settle for a 5-minute anime or even a 15-second short, similar to those featured on morning programs. If there's ever a Digimon TV show, he suggested including an ending segment called Today's Terriermon Assistant. Starting with big dreams and scaling down, he's a pro at negotiating. His second dream is for original merchandise. After visiting the Digimon Adventure exhibition and finding no Terriermon Assistant merch, he expressed his desire for some. He suggested ideas like a plush stand that hugs smartphones, a small Bluetooth speaker featuring a figure of him, and a smartphone pouch that allows users to operate their phone while still in the case. If the pouch had his design or the TerryLab logo, it would proudly identify fans as Terry listeners. He also proposed creating a variety of stickers for fans to show their support. He then proposed the idea of a badge. Since he greets everyone with Konbachigu, they could even turn it into a gacha system where the only figure you can get is Terriermon Assistant, which would serve as a standalone figure and a memory marker for the Digimon card game. As a fan of the Sleeping Figure series, he'd love to have a figure of himself sleeping or one with meat, given his love for it. Oh, how about creating a limited, made-to-order gold Terriermon Assistant? Gold is trendy these days, but he joked that they shouldn't melt it, though maybe generations later. He also suggested a collaboration with a meat company, emphasizing that he doesn't want to become meat himself. He envisioned a collaboration cafe featuring Terisuke's favorite meat-wrapped rice ball, where the face is made of white rice and the ears from meat. It would look delicious, especially with little film stickers to make his face appear on the rice. On the fashion front, he mentioned his trademark lab coat, similar to a haori, a traditional Japanese jacket worn over a kimono, since the staff admitted that they had recently made one. He also suggested a hair tie featuring his face. While a plush figure might be the easiest option, the smartphone ideas could also be feasible. In closing, he addressed all his Terry listeners, inviting them to share any merch ideas in the comments. At this rate, if they reach 100,000 subscribers, even more incredible things could come true. The English version of the Digimon card game recently posted an illustration of Violet from Liberator, which was previously shared in Japanese, now available in English. This illustration highlights Violet's dedication to training her Digimon through the night, capturing a touching moment at the time of its hatching, featuring Bodamon. It's great to see the Digimon card game sharing these beautiful illustrations with their international audience. The image of Violet and Bodamon not only showcases the bond between a tamer and their Digimon, but also adds depth to the characters and the world of Digimon,